Yo, yo, yo. Yo, what's happening? What's poppin'? It's your boy. It's your dog. It's the God. It's the GOAT. It's Thomas the Prophet here, man. How y'all doing? How I'm doing? I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Even though it may have looked like I recorded a video like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I checked and I literally have not recorded a video since April 20th. And I tried picking up the camera, but it's just been very hard to just. I've been having a lot going on inside in my, and a lot of shit just learning a lot. Know what I mean? But yo, how y'all doing, man? I'm back at it, and but this video right here, I've been wanting to make this for a while, but I could not will myself. Honestly, it's so much and too much in the notes I wrote that I'm usually put in the bottom of my description. If you're on YouTube, you see it. And if you read the description of my ideas or what I'm probably gonna have next, like in my videos, like you solid, thank you. But it's like I'm not probably not even gonna remember all the subjects and topics. I may just be talking about myself and just talk about life like we do, trying to heal things and better things. But the basics of this video is just my mind unraveling. My mind has been unraveling with so much, man. Like this world, people. Like over the past month, I just been growing more and more sick and tired of people and humanity. Cause like whether it be people I be around or work with or people that are friends, no matter how much I love and care about them and just think about the past and people I love and just and cared about and that hurt me and done a lot of bad things to me and just how and just everything I grew up around and then just everything going on in this world. I've just been learning so much. And it's like it's not that I'm unlearning, even though unlearning is a thing. And but it's just like I'm relearning and getting to the depths of a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Like everything is just it's crazy, yo. I wrote this earlier, and I have so much that I write down, but it's just like it's like people. We all live backwards, man. I'm pretty sure I said it before in other videos, but it's just like I think like you know, bad is good, good is bad. No, right is wrong, wrong is right. Healthy is toxic, toxic is healthy. Positivity is negativity, and negativity is positivity. It just people don't like realize this in life, but like a lot of the small things matter just as much as the big things. And also, I'm not making this video because of this reason, but since it's like May 26th, Thursday, May 26th, yeah, literally a month, but Kendrick dropped his Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And this had nothing to do because I already had these ideas before he dropped it. And you know, the whole basis of that album. I give it like an 8 out of 10, close to 9. I think To Remember Butterfly is still the best album he put out. Just, but what y'all think of that album, man? I fucks with it heavy. Like, I love that real shit. I don't like a lot of the negativity and evil that's perpetuated. You know, Kendrick was showing his skeletons and his evils. Know what I mean? A lot of things that hurt all of us in a way. But it's his most vulnerable human album, and that's what I love about it. That's what resonates with me. Every album that he came out with has a quality to it. You know what I mean? And but yeah, but it just getting back into the topic. It's sad that us as human beings make the reality that we do. We're so conditioned and programmed to so many things and don't really realize how deep it is. You know what I mean? I could think about everything I've gone and been through. You know what I mean? A lot of people that I loved and cared about that probably don't think about me or maybe I just it's just sad that people don't care about people, if they ever did. People don't love people. We have we're always being influenced to not care, and we shouldn't care on what people think and feel of us when it comes to who we are when we're trying to at least I say myself, we're trying to be good and do the right thing and just live our lives. But it's to the point that we don't care about how we treat others, ourselves, each other, what we do with our lives. Like, it's literally, sex, drugs, alcohol, violence, partying, clubbing, lying, cheating, stealing, home wrecking, murder, abusiveness, toxicity, negativity. It's so much ickiness is being perpetuated, and the very thing that's been making it really hard to record a video over the past month or so is just how much y'all going and been through. I always talk about stuff being honest, vulnerable truths, and I do, but it's like I never really dive deep with myself because I'm I'm a, I'm scared. You know what I mean? We all scared, and our fear holds us back from really excelling in things or really coming out with a lot of things we should. Fears what possesses us to do cruel things and bad things, to be mean to others and take good things and people for granted. Like the things that we refuse to do as human beings that we really need to do. That I wrote down or something. It's just like, and this was pointed out by a good source. Well, one of the things that we refuse to listen, we refuse to learn, we refuse to change, we refuse to think, we refuse to feel, we refuse to communicate, to confront, to approach. We just refuse to love, we refuse to care, we refuse to have respect, we refuse to be loyal. Like, we refuse everything that we as human beings need to do because we're hypnotized and possessed by everything social media, TV, YouTube, the internet inspires. And no matter how conscious, aware, and woke you are, or real woke, not that fake woke, we all under some kind of control. I hate being under the influence. And I grew up with people that loved being under the influence, whether they realize it or not. And that goes so many ways and deep layers if you get it. It's just beyond like drugs. Everything is a drug. Porn is a drug. Sex is a drug. Social media is a drug. Marijuana, alcohol is a drug. And we just all drugged up. You know what I mean? A lot of us is numb. A lot of us are hypocritical and contradictive. A lot of people are just inhumane. We hurt others because we're hurting inside instead of healing. That's also another thing. We refuse to heal, learn, and grow and mature, grow up. To let go and to move on it forward. A lot of us, a lot of people ruin good things, and a lot of good people run up ruining themselves. And the whole thing about me speaking openly and candidly, just putting this out here, and really having to, but it being hard to, because just how like mean and rude and disrespectful and uncaring people can be. Like everything I've gone and been through, like with my old girlfriend, everything I've grown up with, old friends, being a man, being black, so much has broken, hurt me. But the thing I'm happy about more than anything, I didn't let them things break nor change who I am for the worse. Though the trust in me is low, and I battle more demons than I had before. Like it's like when I think of my old friends, or think of my old girl, or just people where I'm from, I genuinely, and I could probably speak for a lot of people out there, a lot of good people out there, just learning to really put myself out there. I really loved and cared about these people. I done so much, whether it was for me or for them, and the whole time it's like 2 years later, after going through hell with my old girl, with friends, a lot of these people not in my life no more. A lot of people I grew up with not in my life no more, and I kind of prefer it that way, even though it's like I kind of seem like it's having a revamp of having it again, because I still work around where I'm from. You know what I mean? And just in this world, people have these mindsets and ideologies because of what we've been conditioned and programmed to since we was kids. You know what I mean? Well, a lot of people's own traumas and what they grew up with, what make them become. It's like when I speak on things, I'm low key like hoping it reaches out to people, to those certain people. And one thing I be having trouble with is whether I'm being like trying to manipulate or be like if I'm being abusive when I'm can be generally speaking the heart, but it's like a trigger. You know what I mean? So one thing I gotta learn how to do is actually just speak my mind and heart and my truths beyond thinking and feeling, because I'm always doubting and second guessing myself and underestimating myself. But I grew up, and I'm pretty sure all of us grew up in this generation not knowing what humanity is and what a lot of love and care and good is. People look at being a nice, kind person as a weakness, or and then being mean and disrespectful and all loud and all been someone place as you were strong. And I just grew to learn that if you really let things and a lot of people and what they say change you for worse, then and you become those people. And it happened with my old girl, my homies, my old homies. Majority of people I knew or was around, because you know you just attract to a certain crowd where you try to belong and fit in. A lot of people are weak. A lot of people became weak, and honestly, we all make excuses for why we are the way we are, man. And it's all bullshit. That's like another video job, but a lot of this shit. Oh, we've been traumatized. We've been heartbroken. We've been this, we've been that. It's like I can't understand someone else's pain, though I probably can. I can't understand them because I'm empathetic. You don't really know no one's pain, but we letting all this trauma and pain and betrayal and abuse and conditioning and programming, whether it's from our personal lives or our environments or social media, entertainment, music, a book, whatever, whoever, whatever, whenever, wherever. I mean, We letting that be our excuse and crutch for being shitty human beings. For us abusing, like using, cheating on, taking advantage of each other, sexualizing it, and objectifying each other. Like I work with a lot of men. Like even earlier today, amongst friends, like my manhood was in question. Like because it's like because a friend asked, oh, out of all the females, like we was at because we had this little meeting thing, like which one would you fuck? Even though they was like, oh, and I answered the question, just thinking about it. He's like, oh, finally, Thomas answered the question. He finally being one of the guys. It's like, what? So, and it just makes me think when people hate, you know, being confronted with truth, or it's like as smart people and woke people could be, they still conditioned in a lot of things, and I just be seeing and being aware of that now, man. I be aware of so much. And it's been so heavy on my heart and my soul, my mind, my conscience. You know what I mean? Like I've been tired, y'all, and it's just like, damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. It's just, and also it's like I'm at that stage. It's like I don't know if I'm going through another dark night or so. And honestly, it's just like you learn a lot because I learned a lot of things from social media. Because social media could be a positive place and thing depending on what and who you follow. And even though there's like its pros and cons, but that's more for another time. But it's just like wondering what's real or not. And my whole life with guilt and shame and sorrow and regret, feeling like I did things that I probably didn't, but my mind and my intrusive thoughts made me think and feel that I did. A lot of things that I don't know if I could be comfortable with talking about, like not like cheating on people and abusing people with crazy. It's a little more mental things. You know what I mean? Like displaying affection and feeling like my mind went and I did something I wasn't supposed to do. If I if I could go that deep right now, but for another time. But all I ever wanted to do in my life is change people in the world for the good and greater, for the better. I I just want human beings to treat themselves and each other better. I want us to actually look at each other as human beings and not as some money, sex, because with the whole man and woman war going on. Not in if friendships stop being mean assholes and dickheads to each other, thinking that's true friendship. Because I be having like I be really bothered with that amongst my friend groups or people that are my friends, and just when it comes to a lot of things with the past or just even friends that you know that I got into things with, it's like it can't go back to what it was because personally for me, I don't know what their side is or what they may feel. I know what boundaries and lines I try not to cross. It's just a lot of people that I cared about and loved, I feel didn't love nor care as much as I did. They didn't try nor want to invest as much as I did. And there's been so many arguments and fights that it's hard to get back to that friendship or what the friendship should be when a lot of things should have never been in the first place. But people think certain people let things get the best of them and change them for the worse, or let things go into places that it's supposed to be. And everyone's guilty of that. I could have been guilty of that, but I know I tried to fix and mend, and I feel that people just don't invest as much as I do, and I'm pretty sure in a way, a lot of us gone through that and felt that way. So people just gave up and stopped caring, or pretended to not care and just bury and subjugate their sensitivities and emotions and pain and trauma in the deepest crevices of themselves and try to cover it with alcohol or drugs or weed or sex and just rambunctious, toxic attitudes, behaviors. It's not, and I see through it all. And a lot of people will convince themselves that's who they are, but people were too scared to really dive deep inside. You know what I mean? Cause I be hating a lot of shit I hear, see, experience, where it's just like hard to talk or talk to people. It's like I'm learning to embrace my intelligence in a time where when you try to embrace the better in yourself, people will literally talk you down, like think you better than me or better than people holding down. And it's like I've been told, or you see, that's just people insecurities coming loud to play. And I dealt with that my whole life. It's all true. I just want people to do the right thing and be good people. And I never grew up with that. I'm pretty sure a lot of us haven't. And it's just like I thought my life. I wrote in this like I thought my life was really gonna go a certain direction, and I never thought my life would go the way it's going now. You know what I mean? I thought I have a lot more old friends. I thought I still have my relationship. I thought things would be better, but it's not. Like, like God saved me from a lot, and I'm constantly working on the relationship with myself. I'm trying to have in my mind while having the worries of the world and trying to change it and just do this YouTube thing. Well, be honest, this life thing, this human thing, because this is just a vessel and tool to get myself out there. You know what I mean? To for wanting to reach a broader mass personally, to find my tribe. If y'all out there watching and just help people for the better, because I'm just a man. I'm just a kid. That's I'm 23 years old, and it's literally the realization with a lot of things, even with people older than me. We all just children in adult bodies, cause man, I grew up with people trying to be grown so fast, and a lot of people growing themselves. Girls, guys with sex, drugs, alcohol, partying. Everyone used up and can't stand or tolerate each other. But yeah, a hypocrite because they don't like the shit they don't like the opposite sex doing what they do themselves. It's like you gotta be what you want yourself, and I didn't realize that and know that. Sing, because you can't be one thing in a relationship and be one thing single. But it's hard to talk to my generation. You know what I mean, Gen Z, millennials, even though every generation is at fault. But I'm a person that strives to continuously heal, learn, and grow, elevate, and evolve, ascend, and mature, and dig deep. And people are too scared to do that. Like people would rather do wrong and right, and it makes me not even like one video I'm gonna drop is like you can't put yourself around a lot of things and people, or you might be risk becoming them. And no matter how strong you may be, you will give into temptation. Because literally, I've given into those temptations younger, whether it was just smoking or drinking or not like crazy like everyone else, but it's just or it barely. But it's just like I did it. You know what I mean, and I don't like that shit at all. I hated that shit growing up. I hated what it did to us as teenagers, as kids, and now we're all these things now. You know what I mean? Because we thought that shit was the thing to do. Thought that shit was cool to be under the influence. Even though people act like people can't control nor tell them what to do. It's very contradicting. People are just weird, bro. And it's just we just constantly do all the wrong things to each other, and it's normalizing social media, music, TV, the internet, and any form of entertainment make those things normal, or what we convince ourselves and each other is real life. No, this is what the one truth that people refuse to accept because they don't want to think about bills and taxes and rent, but just how human beings treat each other. All this cruelty that we say this is just what humanity is and what real life is and what people actually are. No, this is what we make it. This is what we make things, because things can change if we let it. But people refuse to listen. Like, it sucks, man. It breaks my heart and my soul and my mind every single day. People hate you for being good. People hate you for wanting to do the right thing. People hate you for being sensitive and emotional and loyal and sober and just. People can't stand to be around you when you emanate or try to live for the good, but love you and support you when you love to get high and love to get drunk, fuck hella bitches and talk to niggas and and just shake ass and dance on girls degraded them. Talk about violence. Be They love when you an asshole or a dickhead is sarcastic and just it weighs. It's so it's so heavy, y'all. It's so heavy, and I feel this shit. I don't know if I'm alone with this, cause I was always one of them people that was I could say just learning to if people gonna hate and dislike me for me being me, and I'm trying to be good, the right thing, even though people probably have a lot of different definitions, even though there's absolute truth, and it's something I'm trying to adjust myself to live for, because I am who I am, and I'm proud of the man that I have become. That I stayed strong. You know what I mean, that I just learned. But what I'm getting back to saying is like I always learned faster than people. I got things more, despite people may not realize how much insecurity and doubt I suffered. Man, I've been through some of the worst times a couple years ago, bruh, and ever since 2020 to now, it's been journeys, man. Like, I'm never letting nothing and nobody break me again. I'm not. The thing is, it's breaking me and hurting me inside, but when I went through everything I did with my old girlfriend, like, that shit broke me. That shit hurt my soul, man, because when I went through everything that I went through with friends, is like, it, it really got to me, as it should, but because you look at these people, you grew up with these people. Like, I grew up with a lot of things, hoping for the best, and people be saying like that's the worst mistake you make. You get too attached, you get too connected, but it's like we're supposed to be united. That's the thing. That's like unity, and now I'm all alone. But as I learned, it's better to be alone than amongst the crowd. You know what I mean? Because if you're amongst the crowd, then you just risk becoming a puppet, and it seems like society and humanity is heading to the slaughter. Sodom and Gomorrah, all the sexualization, objectification that's being perpetuated amongst women and men, and just how we look at and treat each other. We're literally living in a rapture, y'all. The world, shit is just not right. I don't know if the world is ending or beginning. We don't know what's right or wrong. We don't know what's good or bad, but I feel like I got a compass inside me that could lead us in the right way. But I'm just wondering who's gonna follow that compass. I feel like humanity's gone, right? And the ones that's fighting like me, won't get the love support. Like we could support and bump Future all day. No offense about being toxic and how he treat women, even though a lot of these women treat themselves worse. And bump that shit 24/7. But if you try to say some conscious shit, some real shit, some therapeutic shit, you know what I mean? People will get bored with you or think you're lame or boring. People will, because you're not a dickhead or an asshole, people, and that you're not mean and rude and disrespectful and toxic, that people would think you're a doormat and a pushover. People would take your kindness for weakness and look at you and take your love and care and goodness for naivety and gullibility and idiocy. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, why can't we just be good? But the thing I learned is that as hard as it is, as my mind and heart continues to unravel, we gotta be strong. Right? We can't be weak like most people. Whether they're friends, whether they're family, whether they're old love, whether they're the ones that hurt and broke our hearts and souls and minds and sanities and trust and whatever the most, you know what I mean? We can't become what has hurt us nor who has hurt us. That's what I've been against since I was a child, a kid, man. I'm still a kid, but I never wanted to become like what the girl I loved and cared about the most, that to the point I hated her and wanted to die, became. I never wanted to become what my best friend since we was in middle school until he started changing for the worse in high school became, man, cause that nigga was literally just like me. Like I, I really like it's like I love the fact that I hold so much love and humanity and care and good and hope and trust, truth, and loyalty in my heart. That's who I am. I'm not insensitive. I, we all could be ignorant at times. You know what I mean? We all suffer ignorance. We got immature, but I always strive to do the right thing. And maybe that drove people crazy because all I ever been surrounded by was fucking trouble and pieces of shit. No, I can't even lie. That's all I grew up around. I still be around that shit, and I can't stand it. But it's like I love that fact about me. I love the fact that I'm like this. I love that I'm me. I love it. But I hate when I feel like it's bad to be good. That it's bad to be who you are. And I just hope that whoever I reach out to, because this is, because I be wanting every video I make to make a difference. To reach people that don't even realize that I'm still thinking about them or that I have that feelings for them or they weigh so heavy on my heart. Whether it's co-workers, friends, co-workers that are friends, old relationships and loves that I still think about, old friends that I think about, the people that betrayed me the most that I forgave time and time again. I'm still really learning how to forgive so I could not become the evil and darkness that's inspired. To not become the hopeless, uncaring people that's in my in my universe, in my world now, whether it's work or outside of work. You know what I mean? I really wish things was different, but it's a lot of things. It's not my fault, but I always put that weight on myself. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of us do. But we gotta learn and realize that if people wanted to be better, they would do better. If people really wanted to change, they would have been changed their ways. And a lot of people just choose the devil, man. A lot of people sold their souls a long time ago and didn't realize that we all sold our souls sadly in a way, but it's rather you work and fight hard with yourself to reclaim who you are and your soul back. Or you just dive deeper and deeper and deeper into the depths of of hell and the evils that this world is. What they push and influence you with. Like man, all these like seriously, all these shootings. It's like this, like what happened in Texas. It's like another. It's just another shooting, man. 19 kids died. Three adults died. It's like in my mind, it's like and there's no disrespect to the families. No one's. Like, it's just another shooting. We probably gonna wind up forgetting about it, and that's sad, man. Cause it'd be big things like that, and then small things what people personally do with themselves, like the sex stuff. Cause sex and who you have sex with do matter. The drugs and you do, the alcohol you drink, the places you go, the music you entertain, the people you watch and support, who you devote your time, money, and energy to. Those things matter just as much as the bigger things. It all matters. We all matter, and that's another video. But saving that for later. It's just I could just literally go on forever with this man. But if there's a God, because I really over this past month I really been questioning God, even though I pray every single day. I just hope He's doing the right thing for me and all of us, because I just want to reach people's hearts, man. I want us to be good. I want us to treat all this how we just be mean to each other, disrespect each other, man. When we display good qualities and traits, we look at it as a bad thing. Like people are so on defense and guard and lash out and hurt those that don't deserve it, or refuse to get shit in their head because they so narrow minded and tunnel vision and certain ideas. Like I literally did this with someone that, well, people that just I just don't know, man. It's like I could think I'm right and they don't realize they wrong, or they think they right and think I'm wrong, or that's the point we don't know what's good, bad, right, or wrong. But I be siding for humanity. I be siding for men respecting men and women respecting women, men respecting women, women respecting men. Just everyone respecting themselves and each other. Cause I'm on the side of good. You know what I mean? And we all should be. Cause when it comes down to it, we all we got, man. We may die one day, but hopefully, with just me, I don't want the children or the teenagers to grow up the way I did. And there's people that have been through quote unquote worse than me and experienced more than me. But it don't matter or less, because all our pain is valid. All our pain matters equally. You know what I mean? That's one thing I had to learn from literally a post I seen a couple years ago. It don't matter if someone's pain is 7 feet deep or 20 and one, or another person 20 feet deep. It's still deep to someone. That someone's pain is matter. But we just can't use it as an excuse to be goddamn pieces of shit. To be dickheads and assholes. To be disrespecting, dehumanizing, demoralizing, mistreating, lying to, cheating on, using, abusing, hoeing, dotting out, killing, murdering, abusing, raping, bullying each other, man. You learn that how people treat you is just what they really feel about themselves. or or treat or look at things what they really think and feel about themselves. But it just getting to the point where the more the masses become disillusioned, and I'm just becoming more jaded with society and people, with everything I fight for, and I just don't be wanting nothing to do with. You know what I mean? But I'm just tired of always being one fighting for others. You know what I mean? I want to fight for humanity. I want to fight for love and good light and hope. But I want to, like, one thing you learn, you gotta fight for yourself just as much as you want to fight for others because you deserve it from you the most. And a lot of people could take that whole boundaries and thinking to themselves things wrong because of what they've been taught and conditioned to. We literally always following a bad influence. If you let yourself to, whether they're friends, family, a rapper, or entertainer, or internet therapist, or an internet motivational speaker, a lot of these people be saying the wrong shit. You know what I mean? They don't. A lot of people don't be perpetuating good spirituality and love and care. Men are becoming more heartless and careless and wanting to be gangsters and drug dealers, while these girls be thinking it's cool to be hoes and thoughts and gold diggers and OnlyFans or whatever website they creating more of as something for annual income, when you just putting your sacred temple out there and people refuse to understand or get it because of what society and social media and entertainment has conditioned our generation or just this entire world under self-deprecation. And that's what the higher ups want from us. They just as in fault for what's going on, but human beings that's on a common ground level, we're just at fault too, if not more, because we can know what's wrong but refuse to do something about it. And I refuse to be someone that refuses to do shit. You know what I mean? I've been fighting my whole life. I've been fighting this spiritual war my whole life. I've been questioned for my blackness because I don't agree nor like how black people act or what we do or my what thought processes I have when I'm truly black. I am a black king. I am a black man because I am myself. When my manhood get called out, because I don't be chasing or pursuing girls nor degrading girls like that, or be acting all heartless and fake macho or toxic masculine and all this shit. I am a real man because I am who I am. I want to do good, and you're a real woman, and you're a real man if you are the same. Be yourself in a good way. Be a good person. Be good, do the right thing. Don't follow all this ignorant shit that's inspired. A lot of people just be trying to impress their friends and look cool in front of their friends. I literally grew up with scrubs like that my whole life. And the sad thing is, and you can see the shirt I'm wearing, a lot of people that I went to school with in fifth grade with this shirt, Arbor School, Piscataway, or Theodore Shore Middle School, or grade 6 to 8 in Piscataway, or Piscataway High School, or even at the high school, just in New Jersey, because New Jersey is like people are just mean for no reason, bro. Or they have reasons or excuse for a reason. Like a lot of people that I grew up with, like after I moved from Orange, where I literally have nothing and no one there except family, maybe. All I ever experienced was pain and all the wrong things, bro. And here, 13 years later, at 23 years old, I'm fighting for what's right. When I could have easily became all this bullshit. So maybe God does have a plan for me. It's just right of what I'm going to do. And I think I'm taking care of my business, hopefully. But I just got to focus. And I just want us to focus. I want us to become better. If you're watching this, whether you're someone I went to school with, old girlfriend, or old homie, people I work with now or friends with now, just know that a lot of these thoughts be coming from y'all. A lot of these things I pick up on be coming from y'all. I genuinely, as much as I can't stand a lot of y'all, I hate a lot of y'all, how much a lot of y'all broke, hurt me, and many things, I love and care about all of us. I probably care more about people than they care about and love themselves, and that's kind of what fucked me up. Because as you learn, the only person that really broke and hurt you in your friendships and relationships was you, because you let yourself be subjugated to people's mistreatment. You know what I mean? You know, with my ex, I did it to myself with a lot because I couldn't let go. You know what I mean? My feelings for a long time got the best of me when I deserved better. I wasn't perfect, but I'm a good man. I love and care too much. And I don't want to become what a lot of motherfuckers I grew up with were and still is. I literally operate off love and care. And I'm so proud of myself for that. Cause man, the shit I be hearing from a lot of my coworkers, man, it be atrocious. And it just be sad that a lot of women be subjugating to themselves to this shit. It's been going on since we were children, bro. So a lot of people just don't know better yet. It just make it harder to be in relationships. But anyway, whoever this goes out to, hopefully this will be a successful video. It's a long one, but it's from the heart and soul, baby. You already know how we get down. We getting better, y'all. I mean, I don't know how consistent I'm gonna be with this. If YouTube is really gonna be a thing for me, or me just trying to live my life and just have and find my happiness, and hopefully do it as I do this, because this is a life journey on this channel. You know what I mean, self-discovery and just betterment, and it's really getting individualized with a lot of things I learned from people and whatever I read and look at, but it's really narrowing it down to who the fuck Thomas is. And hopefully I can be a leader for this generation, because we like teachers, leaders, healers, helpers, lovers, people that are loyal and committed, patient and exclusive. Because we literally, every, like what happened to us as children, whether it's from personal family or what we've been conditioned programmed to, is not our fault. But when we were teenagers, when you turn 13 to when you're adult, that's on us. Because we may not know as much, but we do be having our moral compasses. I feel people are born with that inner sense of good and bad and right and wrong and moral compasses. And it'd be our choice whether we let ourselves be numb to it. And I just need to learn that we need to learn to overcome fear and just really start saying things for what they are. Like, because I've been bullied my whole life, mistreated my whole life, from friends, bullies, relationships, family. Well, not even much family, but just life in general, man. But I'm still fighting. Like, y'all, we need to love. We need to have respect. We need to care. We need to listen. We need to learn. We need to grow up. We need to mature. We need to change. That's the biggest one. If one of the biggest things, if not the biggest, people refuse to change for the better. We need to change. Change. We need to change. It's time for change. Shit is getting worse in this world, y'all. Whether what we consider culture, also in the Heart Part 5 with Kendrick, the Heart Part 5, yeah, when Kendrick was talking about culture, yeah, fuck this culture. Fuck culture. Cause this shit is so uncultured, bruh. Like, this shit is whack. Like, oh, girls setting niggas up, girls shaking ass, dying, this drug talk, this alcohol talk, this partying, cheating on your girl, cheating on your boy, or like have making people options like they're not fucking human beings because you're too scared and insecure. Like, fuck this culture, man. Ever since 2016, shit just been wrong, and I felt it. And weirdly enough, that's like around the time Cardi was getting popular. Even though I feel like she's one of them females that be doing the worst and bad shit in rap, that's really gonna learn from her mistakes and really trying to tell these young girls to do the right thing. It's just better if they listen, cause like I told y'all before with my old girl, like she was told the right things by a lot of people that did a lot of things, and she chose to do those things anyway, even though she being wrong. Cause like, how can you listen to a hypocrite? It's understandable, but it's like seeing through her, and hopefully she understands now, or maybe she don't care. She act like I don't exist. I can't lie. She lives with me. She's a part of me. She's a great part for this journey. I love and care about her, even though she might not love and care about me. I don't want to be with her, nor be with her, and I don't want to give her a chance ever again. But I gotta use her and a lot of things and people I grew up with to teach people, and a lot of things with myself to teach the future, to teach children, to teach these young girls, to teach these young men to be better than us. Know what I mean? That's the point. And hopefully I can inspire them, the people that lived wrong, my old homies, my best friends that was always smoking or fucking with some girl, going to jail and getting themselves in trouble, hanging around the wrong environments, hanging around the wrong niggas, to become better, man. To do the right thing, bro. That's all I ever wanted. That's all I ever wanted. It get deeper with the personal stuff, but just everyone I grew up with, everyone where I'm from in P-Way, in Plainfield, and people I don't even have friends nor with back in Orange, where I really grew up, was more in Newark, and that's just because those are my homes. Even though it's not about claiming where you're from, it's about who you are. I just wanted us to become better and be better versions of ourselves, and I think a lot of people know that. I genuinely care. I like. I mean, like this. Excuse me. This month has been no joke. My mind, like, we barely scratched the surface of what I've been going through. I've been going through a lot of anxiety and depression and loneliness and sadness, and just questioning what and who I am. And I look at like this thing I follow on astrology. It's like the own personal Aquarius page, and it seems like I'm becoming, and it says I'm becoming more of who I am, and I really have been. But it's just hard to vocalize it when literally ever since you was a child, you felt like the world was against you for being you. But I refuse to conform. I've always been a true rebel, but in a good way, wanting to do the right things. I fight for what's right. I fight for myself. I fight for good. And I'm, in all truth, as much anger and hate, anxiety, depression, is that sadness that I feel, even though we need to, us as human beings, really need to purge ourselves of a lot of those things. I'm happy with who I am. Because even with the shame and guilt and sorrow, all that stuff, I know that I'm a good person. This is no, this isn't, in my mind, I could be thinking it's vanity of being holier than thou, or just being arrogant because a lot of people assume so about me, and everyone assumes wrong. I assume, we all judge. It's just part of human nature. Unlike a lot of other things, but that's another talk. Like, I'm just trying to do the right thing and be good, and now I'm just finding my strength and fuck everyone that's against it. I love y'all, but fuck y'all. And those that are with me on this journey, that's watching this whole video, thank you. And I really need to grow to be more appreciative. You know what I mean, we all do. We need a lot. We got a lot of things to learn, y'all. This is just the beginning. This is another step forward in the journey, but we got this, y'all. God got us. We got ourselves. We got each other, and we need to work on the relationships that we have in ourselves. Because when the relationships with ourselves improve in a positive way, then our relationships with others in life improve. Life gems, but yo, thank you for sitting with me all this time, man. I really appreciate it. This is just the beginning, man, as always. But yo, it's time to wake up. It's time. And I'm going to be back at y'all with another one. I thank y'all and I love y'all.